Hello, hello, hello. Okay. We're back. I had to take some time off to finish my EP. So yeah, I don't know how long it's been since I made a video, but it's currently 7:30 in the morning. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's hella dark in this bitch. I feel like the lighting is fine here, but yeah. I don't even know. Am I trying to do like some kind of intro here? Like, what am I gonna fucking say? I'm breaking down Head Splitter today. If you don't know the song, it came out Thursday last week, so go check it out. All the links are in my bios and shit. And I'll just like play some of it right now. I don't want to play like the whole thing because we're just gonna be sitting around here for like 3 minutes. But basically, I'm just gonna go through this entire song today and just like try and cover like basically the entire process of like how I wrote it, like how I did the sound design for it, how I mixed it, shit like that. So yeah, this is the first drop.
Get your head split. Get your head split. Get your head split.
Okay, there you go. So I feel let's just go straight into the drop. Let's just go straight into like the first drop and how that was made. And excuse me. I made a lot of this first drop. I made it in another video. I think it was in like February or something. I made like the entire like first idea of this drop. I don't think it was like, as finalized as this is now, but I'm pretty sure I came up with the main like in that video. And you can see pretty much the way that I made all these like glitch things here that are now in audio. So that second one is just this resampled and then put down an octave. I use that to just like kind of make it sound just like full. That's just the sub note. The song is in D sharp, so all the fucking sub notes are D sharp. So there's this, then there's a little laser on top of this. Shout out fucking Gorilla T. It's like 50 basically I use this Gorilla T laser on like everything. Then there's this. See, like, I'm really at this point, like when I'm making this glitch stuff, I'm just like painting. Like I just feel like I'm on like a canvas, just like throwing like paint and shit around. Like I'm just like, like a child, like a child just aimlessly like. Is this thing on? Yeah. So these are the layers. That kind of makes the glitchy layer. So a lot of the glitchy stuff is like very layered, different like textures and stuff on top of each other that don't sound too, they don't like collide that much. But yeah, as I was saying, the way that I did the sound design for this a lot was like using Quanta. So I had my song "I Don't Want to Talk," a song with Future Exit that came out like 2-3 years ago. Put that in Quanta. I believe that song is in B minor. So if you put a note on C, that'll be playing B minor. So then bring it up like, what is that, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, bring it up 4. That'll bring it to D sharp, I guess. Yeah, I think, yeah. So basically the idea was scroll around this sample, play with like the grains and the length of each grain, and then process it afterwards. So if I turn this stuff off, you can kind of hear it. Like that's literally just the intro of the song. Like, and the position is being automated. So this is literally just like scrolling through like the actual song itself. And if I turn this stuff back on, it's going through a spectral gate. This is like the Melda spectral dynamics. It has like a gate built in. So that's just what this is. This is just a spectral gate. You can find, maybe I'll put like the link to AU5's video on it in the description, because it explains just how like this spectral compressor is really good, and this is free. So I was just having fun like messing around with it, and I feel like you have a lot more control of it because you can change like the threshold curve of it like this. Like you can make it like a crazy bandpass. If like the low end's like fucking you up, and you can like tilt it and shit, and I don't know. There's just a lot of control you have with it. So I was using that for this. And that's what gives it a lot of like the tonality. Like it's absolutely just fucking destroyed without it. And we'll look at it like here too, because this is the same. The channel above is the same. This is the same shit, except I guess there's a LFO automating it. Oh yeah, this is what I had. Okay. I think I have this LFO on the source position of Quanta, and then I have an LFO modulating the offset of that LFO so that it scrolls through the position like slowly, and it does it in like random places. And it seems like this LFO is just on nothing. So yeah. That's the crazy glitch stuff. I don't know what I use this for. I must have used this for the main bass, because that sounds like very tonal. But yeah, you should just go, if you really want to see like me make it in real time, you can go like watch that video. Because I basically just resampled those two things, made a bunch of glitches. What is this one? Seems like just more of the same thing. It's in a different channel. It's in a different channel. Sorry, I was like sick last week, so I'm a little stuffed up still. But yeah, it's all about just like chopping it and finding like dope places. And it just turned out really well, because like this shit is so sick. And you can kind of, you can hear like the original song in there. If you know it. At least I can. So yeah. And there's like, then I don't know, these seem to be like turning off and on. So, but the main thing is like I added this like little reverb throw here, which was important. So yeah, if you're wondering about this thing, it's just a bunch of lasers like reversed, and then shout out Astaroth. He kind of showed me that. I thought, because I would always hear that sick ass laser stuff in their songs, but and I thought it was like some laser sample put in like a granulator, just because it sounded like so crazy, but no, they just do it manually. So yeah. This is actually crazy. There's actually one thing that I would have done. I can hear the stereo in this or the low end is super stereo in this. Kind of wish that I like did something like this in the final version. Just want to make sure that my mic is coming through and stuff. Yeah, we should be good. Yeah, that feels a little messy. I don't really hear that as much when I listen to it in the final, so whatever. That's the main way that I made this drop. I think down here is where all the main basses are. It's just a group called Yi. I don't know why I rename stuff like that. So yeah, this is okay. This is like all the stuff up here that I was making with Quanta. I like resampled in the audio and then put in a sampler here. That's basically what this is. I'm pretty sure. I think so. Yeah, it definitely is. So I use that to make some, just like the 8th note. That's what creates like it sounds like it's kind of a, like, I don't know, like dun, 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 like up down pitch thing. You have this thing on 8th notes, and then you have another one that's just on 4th notes, and it kind of just makes it sound like it's going pitching up and down or something, like it's one thing. This layer I think might just be, it's one of these, like pitch down an octave just to fill out the spectrum a bit, you know, because this is just like white noise and a peak at like 1K. What's this thing? More white noise. So yeah, this is just like, there's a lot of like texture being added in here. And then the really important thing that if you watch my videos before, you've seen me do or talk about, is like I'll resample this whole thing, and then so resample it right here and then put it down an octave. And that just adds a whole lot of like lows, or like low mids that really help make it feel not so like empty and shiny. So yeah, I think that's really important. And then the sub, let's talk about the sub. I feel like most people do know how to do subs, but also if you're watching this and you're not really sure, or you want to make your subs better, or you want to make your subs like mine, let's just go through it really quick. Because the sub in this is like totally blasted. I mean, you know, and that was kind of a stylistic choice. But I've definitely gone through it before. But basically, the way I do my subs is just have one sine wave. This one I did basic shapes, but sometimes I like to do the basic WRD wavetable. It's a little more like squarey, and it has like these harmonics, which is kind of nice. But I think I wanted this one to be really like sinusoidal. Like with subs, you really have to understand like just how like harmonics work, and like how, yeah, just how harmonics work. Like understand what the first harmonic, second, third, fourth, fifth, what those sound like, and like how that works, and like how are the harmonics of like a saw wave, what do those look like, and like how do the harmonics of a square wave look like. Like if we go to a saw, you can see it's just all of them slowly, you know, going down in volume. If you go to a square, it's every other one. So basically with that, oh, my voice is just fucked. Basically with that understanding, the way I approach it is I have this main oscillator doing the first harmonic only, because that's all this is. And then I take another oscillator and like mix it in. So this is like harmonic series, and I have like, this is actually weird. Hold up, I'm like confusing myself because this is second harmonic. So I think I have no second harmonic on this. It's just 5th, 7th, and up, which is actually kind of weird. So this isn't how I usually do it, but Because you can see if we look at that's the second harmonic right here. And yeah, none of them are anywhere near as loud as the first harmonic. So it really is all about the first harmonic in this one, especially when you're doing like a loud sub that's gonna like crunch the mix. But yeah, like basically learn about harmonics. It's really simple. It's not that complicated. And once you get it down, that'll make your subs like really good. You'll feel like you have a lot of control over them. And then I'll just go into the really simple processing of the sub. Besides the fact, like, I don't have this doing any like pitch modulation really. Like, I have them on here, but it's not doing anything. And I just have this like LFO doing the volume of both. So yeah, after that, I just do a amp on bass at like 40. Which without that, it sounds like it's nowhere near as loud. Like if we go on the spectrum, it's a little bit above -6. If I turn it back on, it adds a lot. It like just boosts those harmonics up a lot, and now it's like basically touching 0. I have this crazy like high-end shelf, which is just so weird. But I just wanted to like add this stuff that was like here, because this song is like really empty in this whole range right here. So, yeah, it's not like, it's a very just, it's a small choice that I made. Like, it's not gonna make that big of a difference if I don't have that. Yeah. So yeah, that's the sub. Subs are very important, and sometimes it takes me a really long time to get it right, depending on the tune or depending on what side of the bed I woke up on. Oh yeah, there's also, I think, this thing, which is a sine wave with ring mod. It's just like fully sustained, and I'm pretty sure it's like fully mono, and for some reason it just works in the mix. It's kind of like the same pitch as everything, I think. I don't really know. But yeah, it just works and kind of makes it feel a little more full. It's kind of like a background thing, I consider it. And then the other background stuff for this is super minimal. It's just like resampled of like the glitches, but like reverb. What's this? Yeah, there you go. Classic saws, detuned saws. And yeah, the main stuff filling it out at that point is going to be all of our cymbals and our drums. Shout out Astroth. These are some crashes that he gave me, I guess. They're really like nice and noisy, which I like, so that's typically the type cymbals that I choose. So there's like this chime crash, Astroth cymbal crash, and then I have all the other hats, open hats, closed hats here. And you can hear there's kind of like some swing on them, which I like. It just creates a little more like texture, I guess, or like ear candy for everything to not be like on grid. Also keeps it from having like a giant transient, I guess. And it kind of avoids the kick, like you have like kick transient hitting here, and then you have this here, and it's like mixed. I don't know. Yeah, the big thing here is the tambourine. Gorilla T tambourine. This one's good. So, yeah, that's how I filled out most of that stuff. And there's no like processing on these really. Like basically I just like high pass everything to kind of how I want it. And these ones aren't even high pass. Like, do these have fucking low end in them? I'm gonna be so sad if that's the case. Yeah, they do. see, I would want to do something like this. So yeah, let me see what we have for the snare. We just have a kick transient in this from a super old song of mine. It's just like a high pass kick transient to, yeah. And then this is the snare. And then if I have that with the kick transient, it just sounds super like snappy. A lot of high end in the transient. And yeah, I mean this snare is like super mono. Seems like. Yeah. So that's why I have this added like clap layer. You can hear like the width come through. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire first drop. And a lot of that stuff goes the same for the next drop. But there's a lot more like background stuff in the next drop. And I struggled for a long time to like fill this drop out. I feel like maybe I kind of just got used to it at some point, or maybe I was overthinking it, but yeah. So there's a lot more background stuff in this now.
Flip, flip, flip.
And because this drop is kind of like heavier, has more energy.
Flip, flip.
So there's like this head splitter thing,
Flip, flip,
which I just resampled.
flip.
And it has a really harsh like S, but it's like fine, I guess. This thing, I was having a lot of fun with like this laser. It's literally just like a sine wave, and then the coarse pitch is modulated. So you can just like literally draw the laser in yourself. That's basically what I did. And then there's like the volume on it too. So you can tell I was really trying to fill out the background stuff. Like I was like adding in hella shit. I won't go through all of these, but there's like pretty minimal processing on all of it, and it's just yeah. There's a lot going on. This thing is off, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So that's the background stuff.
Flip, 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 flip.
The split thing is just super loud, and like wide as well, because I wanted it to kind of, yeah, I just wanted it to be in the sides of your head. The only main added thing is this open hat. So that makes it feel a little bit more full and like more energy. I really like that simple. It's like has a lot of, it's just a really shiny one, has a lot of like tonality in it. Here's the downbeat. I don't really remember how I made this. It's like definitely just the, I mean, let's just like see if we unwarp it. What is it? Yeah, so it's literally just the drop put to like 999 and then on tones. And then I just manually did it here. And I turned down the low end, I think, because it was like, yeah. So, yeah, this is what it's, I mean, this is how it goes. Sounds pretty fucked to me. I really like that. And it has that little glitch before it goes in. What is this? Oh yeah, that's like the original drop vocal, but like bit speaked.
Get your head split.
So yeah, it looks like I'm modulating bit speak to do some fun things. So I'm like bringing up the noise, and then I'm just like bringing down the pitch. There's this sample. I think I made that a while ago in like some other song, so. Yeah. And then for the main bass of the second drop, what did I do? Man, I think I just made another. Actually, I don't know. Okay, I think this is all... Huh. Yeah, I think this is all, like, basically just the bass from the first drop, but, like, warped and pitched and then processed again. So, yeah, it's, like, pitched down here, and then on grains and stuff, and the grain size is having a lot of effect on, like, the pitch of it. This is super tonal thing. Where's the good sub? This is the good sub. Yeah, so this is the new sub. Yeah. So yeah, really just like, I just messed around here a lot with warping and pitching. So we have like a rhythm shifter that's not doing anything. Somebody also said they wanted me to break down the rhythm shifter. This thing has been around for a minute. Like, when I like started learning to produce like years ago, watching like Virtual Riot, this is like what he had. So it's just a remake of that. It's just you're just making a parallel, and one half of it is high end, the other is low end, and you're only frequency shifting the high end. So that way you're not frequency shifting the sub. That's basically it. So I'll put a download for it in like the description or something, because yeah. So I'm ring modding it, modulating that, I guess, if I turn that off. I mean, it still sounds sick, but yeah. Pitching it down 80. So yeah, and then it's in this group. So from then it goes to this, like that processing to this. So I'm like blowing out the low end and putting corpus on it. This is just like my corpus preset that I have. It just has like the inharmonics and the ratio set to like kind of specific things for it to work well, get like good tonality. Looks like I have a left to right EQ, which is crazy. Probably because the stereo was just like bugging me in this area. Like the signal on the right wasn't loud enough. Get a lot of like bias stereo with these kind of tonal sounds when I'm like, I don't know, when it's already been stereo. Like you can see like stereo here is like fucked. Like the top signal is the left, and it's just like way louder at this point than it is in the right. So that's just like kind of a sound design issue, or like a result of me like making stuff more stereo than it needs to be. I hope people are like kind of getting all this. I feel like I'm like talking so much. So hopefully this is like either making sense, or you're just like, you know, enjoying seeing somewhat of a breakdown. Then it goes into another spectral gate like we talked about earlier. Oh, I guess it's like rhythm shifting it again. So there's a lot of frequency shifting and shit going on. So yeah. Without the spectral gate. Yeah, it's just a lot noisier and like distorted. Then texture. I mean, you can hear that noise on top there is like, yeah, I mean, that sounds like so much worse without that. So the texture really just brings everything back. It's literally just like noise on top. But then with the super loud low end of this song, it kind of like, it works out well. Yeah, there's like some subtle EQing going on here just of like the high end. This utility, I guess I'm like making it way more mono again. And then I'm putting, God, this is, I don't even know what my brain was doing here. So I'm making it more mono again. Then I'm doing this mid-side parallel where I'm basically compressing the sides so they're getting like loud again and kind of like. It's such a subtle difference. I don't even know if it's like it matters, but I tend to be pretty particular about this stuff. The reverb parallel. So kind of gives it some space, and then a fat rack, and then reverb throws, and then some more EQing, and that's kind of it. So I just made like another like main bass out of this, and then chopped it up hella, and like made a flow. So yeah, and then like with all this processing, there's like so much that I could do just with this audio. Like when I change the pitch of it, it just like gets crazy. Yeah, like that is so fun. So anyways, and then I think this is just like a resample thing because there was like a flow that I had in mind I wanted to do. Yeah. That's actually like a way drier version. Yeah. And then same thing that I talked about earlier here, like resample everything, put it down an octave, and then I got this sub, and it's pretty much the same as the sub I had earlier, but there's this parallel. Parallel, by the way, is just like duplicating the signal. So I'm taking the signal here, and then I'm saturating it and high passing it, and there must already be noise on it. Noise coming from, the noise coming from the serum. So here's the noise. And then I'm taking the signal again and then low passing it so that we have a high end and low end signal. And that's pretty much that. There's this background thing. That's from my song I Want to Know. It's from like the second drop. I've been using it in a bunch of stuff. There's another like ring mod thing. This one's a little different, and it's like, you can tell it's definitely wider. It has like reverb and shit. Just process more. Yeah, there's like hyper and chorus on it, so there's a lot going on in this second drop. I definitely wrestled with this one for a minute, trying to just get something that was like sick. And it was hard to make something that was like cooler than the second drop, but still like worked. So yeah, hopefully I covered everything in that. And then we kind of bring back some of the glitches. I'll go over this laser thing real quick because it kind of carries. It's just a laser sound, and then put the 577 BPM on grains. That's it. If I unwarp it, it's just a normal laser. So, no pitching or anything either. Oh, I should go over this one sound too. This thing turned out sick. I don't really know what it is. Yeah, it's just the fucking, it's just the drop resampled again, but it's at like, what BPM is this? 933. So it's just warped hella and then texture warp. And it makes such a sick fucking So, yeah, I kind of forgot how I made that. I'll go over the vocals real quick too.
Get your head split.
How long have we been going for? I want to go for like an hour, like hour and a half, just break down like every single thing.
Get your head split.
We're kind of through like the thick of it though right now because we've covered like most of the drop stuff. But if you have any questions at this point, just leave a comment and I will like literally tell you anything you want to know.
Get your head split.
Yeah, this is the whole vocal group. It's also in the bass group, which is kind of funny, but it doesn't matter. Actually, it really doesn't matter because the vocal group is in the bass group, but it's sent to the master. So it's not even sidechained.
Split, split.
Which is good. You shouldn't sidechain your vocals, in my opinion. So processing on this group, there's just a delay.
Get your head split, 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 split.
So there's this channel, which is also in a group within a group. So on this one, I guess there's elastic pitch. I love this pitch plugin. It causes 162 milliseconds of latency with each instance, because it uses just like a really good algorithm. I think it's like similar to Complex Pro, is what I've heard Nasco say before. So, but I really like it. It's just really good for like just pitching stuff, and it doesn't sound like the Kilohertz one or anything like that. Like, doesn't have any weird like graining.
Split, 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 split.
It's really easy to use. You just like draw the shit. So there's a reverb parallel on here. Which I guess I'm like modulating with a utility.
Get your head split, 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 split.
And then I'm kind of filtering this as it goes up.
Split, 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 split.
And then I don't really know what this stuff is doing here. Is it? Oh, this is that delay thing. Yeah, that thing is sick. Basically what I did here is we just have a thing that says split, and then as soon as it says split, I turn on like the infinite delay. So it's gonna go forever. And the mix of the delay goes up right when that's done. And then I have macro 1 mapped to these the delay speed right here. So the speed goes up as it gets up there, and it kind of pitches up and makes the delay go faster, and it just sounds like it's like building into it. It's super sick.
Get your head split.
So yeah, you can hear. Yeah, it's fun. Love that. Yeah, there's just a bunch of like random like vocal processing on here and stuff. This is like the main.
Get your head split.
And I had this rack on it.
Get your head split. Get your head split.
So that's it before.
Get your head split.
So I have this Valhalla room. It's on this vocal preset this preset that I really like, effects fast chorus. It's just like this really wide, like a little bit like detuned.
Get your head split.
Thing. Just makes it sound huge. And then the OTT with fucking 13 boosted. That's sick. So that's how I did the vocals. This is crazy. This is just also a laser again. I probably meant to put this up here. Idiot. But I guess it's here. So whatever. I guess you can tell this project is pretty like chaotic, so I'm not surprised that shit has happened.
Get your head split.
But yeah. And then what? There's this riser. Oh, wait, this is the sub. Yeah, this is basically like a square wave of this. Oh, it is a square wave. All right. So a square wave with a amp and just a bunch of stuff. Distortion, compression, EQing. I probably made this in a video too. So I'll talk a little bit about like how I kind of wrote the song though, like my process with that. I mean, I guess I've kind of already been covering it, but like generally, you know, we have like this vocal, like the way that I try to think is like we have this vocal that says get your head split. So we want to just like hold on to that as much as we can, because I feel like that's like the catchy part of the song and like literally what the song is called. So I'm kind of just trying to like hammer that home and make sure that that doesn't get like left behind anywhere, you know? So like it's the drop vocal, which is what I had started with before. And I'm like, okay, how can I like expand on that and bring that into like an intro? So we just have it like sprinkled out through the intro with like how the song starts.
Get your head split.
Like we just use it for everything to like construct the actual like body of the song. And I really want it to feel like something that would like split your head in the way that it's like, you know, this pretty like dubstep intro or whatever. Like it's all nice and it's like super full. There's like a bunch of stuff going on. This stuff really like opens up like big synth stabs and stuff. That's what I'll go through next, actually. Big synth stabs and stuff, and then it just goes in this drop with these glitches, and it's like totally like empty, which I feel like kind of is head splitting.
Get your head split.
You know, like it just goes into this dry, like high pitched fucking like plate scratching or like fork against a plate like bass. So I'm trying to really make like the sound of the song and the form of the song follow the actual meaning of like what it means to get your head split in half. Which is like, that's what's really gonna make it so you can finish a whole song. Is doing it with like meaning and like purpose and like intention. So that's like my writing process. A lot of the time is like trying to like really think of like what does this song like mean. And it's like a dubstep song, so it's not like it has any real like, at least in my opinion, it doesn't have any real like deep meaning, but it's just like, what is this song like? What is the character of this song? What does it literally mean? Even if it is just about getting your head split in half, which is like the most dubstep thing to have a song be about. Anyways, I'm just yapping at this point. Let's talk about the pre-drop thing, because that's important. So this is also, I mean, just a bunch of layers. The top one is Quanta again. It's the same, I believe it's the same song that, yeah, it's I Don't Want to Talk. Like how we were making the drop out of. So this is kind of like the rave stabby sound when you put Quanta in here, or when you put a song in Quanta, kind of you can get that if you like put the grains on the intro, put the source position on the intro. But it's really hard to like get the source position to change and for, you know, the chord progressions that you want to like come out, if that makes sense. So I have like these on top of them. So I think also the important thing is like the pitch bending going on. Yeah, so I have this macro on both of these oscillators, and it's like there's a lot of range on this, so it really sounds like it's like bending down and stuff. You know, so it really has that rise. The fucking this doesn't. Yeah, this doesn't seem like it has any pitch bend. Yeah. So it's kind of just stacking the notes. Yeah. So it's just about like what sounded right. And like this kind of stuff as like a pre-drop, I don't know. I can't remember how it came to me. And I don't know if I was still recording when I made this pre-drop. I might have only made the just initial drop idea on that video. So yeah. I think there's some fill stuff in here as well. Yeah. So that's filling in these gaps and they kind of work together. There you go. Also, I guess I should like reiterate the drums from this song. They're mine. They're all from the drum pack. Link in the description. You should go buy it. And actually, this kick it's different than the main drop kick. This is like a trap kick that I made. That's like super like it's totally like just saturated to shit, to be honest. So yeah, but then I think the rest of the song it goes back to like a normal dubstep kick. Like if I go to this drop, yeah, now it's like kind of a softer thing. But I also have this like, this is actually really weird. I was listening to a lot of like old Barely Alive songs at the time, so I wanted to kind of make something that sounded like one of their old kicks. Honestly, in my opinion, it sounds like a bit of a shitty kick, like in the final, but honestly, maybe that's partially just because of this. Like, yeah, like that already sounds better to me. Like the tambourine and the hat were colliding with it too much, I think. So anyways, song's already out, so can't do much now, can we? What else? I'll go through some of the intro elements. So, you can probably tell by now the way that I like mix my songs and stuff and just like write in general is just like this group might as well be called intro and this one might as well be called drop because that's just how it is. There's like no intro elements in the mids. So, yeah, this is just all intro stuff in this group. We got some what do you call these? Field recordings? And it's in chroma, making it sound weird. Oh, it's because there was these like chime bells. So there you go. That sounds nice. Some field recordings that I made. It's like my favorite things ever. Like, that is so sick. I was just standing outside of my old elementary school, and you could hear the highway, like, miles away. And there was just this guy just ripping his car. And then, I guess chroma, the mix of chroma comes up. I love that. This is something I didn't use. That's cool. Oh yeah, this is like the main melody of the song in Nexus, I guess. So yeah, Quanta pad that opens up. It's the same. It's just I don't want to talk in here. So there you go. This is the main lead. This is like there's a song by Must Die called Shibuya Overdrive from like 2018 that I just like, there's a lead in it that I just love, so I was trying to remake it like years ago. So I just kept this preset. And it works really well, sounds good. It's just like some wavetables, like PWM wavetables. I think the glide got turned off though. That's actually kind of sad, 'cause I bet it's not like that in the original. Here's this. That's like kind of high pass, like too much in my opinion, but oh well. There's like this Moon Boy loop, I guess, that's like doubled in time. Nasco pad. And then like the main thing is like the bass. So like basically my intros pretty much always consist of like some low end chord progression and then a lot of like atmospheric stuff and then like some kind of lead. Yeah. I pretty much just like expose myself there actually, but yeah. So this is just a saw wave. I should honestly put the I kind of like the random up actually, because the different phase points kind of makes it sound a little more like human. There's some noise on it. If you want to like make a stereo noise sample like I did, like I just have this essentials like one shot white noise that I always drag in. You just take any like noise sample, pan it all the way left, duplicate it, reverse it, pan it all the way right. So now you have like one noise sample that's just completely different from the one on the right, and that'll just make it sound like it's one noise sample, like super stereo. So that's what I use a lot. And that's pretty much it. Oh, there's also like these again. Some pretty. And then claps. Nasco claps. And you're good. I'll go through the FX a little because that's kind of important for the build. Oh yeah, here's one thing. This is like resample of the drop, the second drop. Yeah, so I made it like super mono at the end of the chain, and then just kind of made it feel like it was in a space, and it slowly like opens up. There's this riser that I always use, which is basically a copy of whatever Deviate's riser is that he always uses. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. There's this saw wave thing I've been really enjoying using lately. Like, I feel like the inspo is like Skrillex or something. Like, people use this in like trap, mostly. But it's fun. It's super easy to make, and it sounds cool. Just take a saw wave and modulate the chorus pitch. Pretty standard stuff. Just adding a lot of stuff, adding a lot of like elements, EQing them so they all kind of have their own place in the mix. And then we can go through this bridge kind of. The bridge is super simple though. Like, it's about the same. I just changed the main like lead. So it's like so there you go. And then I added an almond break on top of it. And kind of filtered that and put that in a space. I also made it like pretty like destroyed with trash. To kind of like destroy the dynamics. And make it like sound a little in your face. Yeah, and you can hear it gets really like filtered out. And then we're right back into it. And this is the same pre-drop. Except I think I have a fucking vocal that says run that. Run that. This? Run that. Yeah. It sounds a bit like I think there's too much shit going on. You can't even like hear that. I don't know. But it's really wide. So it kind of sounds cool. Run that. Run that. Like there's this right here. Run that. Run that. That's really wide. Run that. So it's like yeah, and then it's kind of back to the original, but still like the heavy version. It's cool. And we have like the lead hanging out with us in the drop this time. The lead is just chilling. The way that I make it like pitch so much and stuff is just I just have it on mono, and then the portamento time is just 100 milliseconds. And then at that point, it's just all about the notes. So I have like, so it's basically going to be coming up from that note. And there you go. Then you don't have to draw in pitch bend. You can just use the notes. It's kind of cool. So we got all the background stuff again. This is like the same. Yeah. This sub turned out really nice. I went through that sub at the beginning, but now this one's a little different. Because there is pitch bend going on. I wonder, where am I modulating that? There's a whoa. So I guess I have this macro automating the y-axis of this LFO. So there's more pitch bend when in this drop. I don't know. There you go, though. I'll go through this this kick clap. There's not anything really like different in this last drop. There's just like the same glitch elements, all that, just in a different like flow and style. So, but the kick clap was cool. It is that trap kick, but like very short, and then these clap layers. So this is one of my claps, which, for anybody wondering when this like essentials pack will be out, I'm gonna release this whole EP in the next like, I'm gonna slowly roll out this EP in the next like month or two, and then I'll probably drop it after, and then you guys can have all this gas, because these claps, especially the drums in this pack, I just feel like are awesome. I'll go through the snares that I made for it. I don't know if I've gone through them yet, but they're fucking dope. So, yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it. And I have this song here. This one comes out in 2 weeks. Spoiler, if you stuck around for this fucking long, now you and I both know that this song comes out 2 weeks. Nobody knows that. So, keep it on the DL. So, yeah, I had this song in here because I was trying to make them sound like mix-wise, like similar, because I really want this EP to like have like a similar mixing style. Like I don't want to feel like the mixes are too like different from one another. Like literally just like levels, dynamics-wise, like high-end, all that shit. So, yeah. How long have we been going for? Hour. Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, I hope you learned something. If you have any questions about this song, just like leave it in the comments or like DM me on Instagram, and I'll just like tell you as best I can anything you want to know. And yeah, I have this EP dropping over the next month or two. Dropping one song every 2 weeks. So go check out Head Splitter if you haven't already. And I love you all. I'll be on here making some new music shortly, because now that I've finished all my EP, it's new music time. So